moving the embassy to Jerusalem, which was supposed to be something they were going to discuss in, a negotiation of, final status, was a huge provocation. And let's not forget that on the day when they did that, when they had that ceremony, the March to Return in Gaza was going on, and Israeli snipers literally gunned down over 60 peaceful protesters like the ones you're seeing out here today, there to say, we were ethnically cleansed from this land and we should, by international law, should be allowed to return. They just mowed them down as they're having this ceremony. Everything that the Trump administration did was a further escalation, was to take away rights, was to take away land, they attempted to take away the label of refugees, just to make it up, because for some reason, for some people, the book that they don't believe in is called the dictionary. And so they don't believe, they want to make up that, ethnic cleansing means something else, that a freedom movement means something else, that apartheid applies to someone else. But these are words that have definitions, and Israel is an apartheid state. It always had different sets of laws for different people based on your religion or ethnicity.
Occupied West Bank and Gaza, people don't have access to Israeli courts. They are kind of a military law, which is very different.
Yeah, it's absolutely not a democracy. You could call it a Jewish democracy. If you're Jewish, you live in a democracy. If you're not, you live in a Jewish state. Anybody who's not Jewish has less rights in Israel. Rights aren't afforded to their citizens. Rights are afforded according to what they call your nationality. Well, if a two-state solution was ever possible, then it was the Israelis that purposefully made sure it could never be possible. So, next weekend we'll be protesting the Nakba. The Nakba means catastrophe in Arabic. It is what befell Palestinian civilization when they weren't Israelis, they were Jewish militias gathered to displace the people and drive them out against international law. And so to further the state of Israel's intention, once they unilaterally called themselves a state, they decided that they needed to settle the rest of the land that wasn't taken in 48. That's Gaza, that's the Golan Heights, that's the West Bank, that's East Jerusalem. And so the idea of building these settlements, if you look at them, they look very much like the Bantustans that South Africa used for the same purpose, to push people into little pockets, to make them separate so that they couldn't build power. And that was the intention of the settlement. So when they talk about the two-state solution being dead, it's important to realize that the entity that killed a two-state solution is Israel. So the only answer available now is actually, not a new idea. It's a very old idea, and it's a radical idea. It's called democracy. And one person, one vote, equality for all. In Palestine. That's what's left on the table by Israel's doing.
Take it down. Take it down. One by one. Everybody feel the right.
Down with U.S. imperialism! Down with the Zionist butchers! Down with U.S. imperialism! Down with the Zionist butchers! Down with U.S. imperialism!
In fact, now, as right-wing and racist as Prime Minister Netanyahu is, he's not the most right-wing. He's actually invited people from the Kahanist movement, from a movement that actually believes in not only driving out every Palestinian, they believe in killing them to do so. So if we're looking at the Israeli government for the answer, that's your answer. You're not going to find it there. Israel does not represent, any kind of Judaism that I was raised with, and not any kind of Judaism that most American Jews were raised with, although the Kosh party used to be outlawed in Israel. Now they're invited into the government.
Wait, I didn't know that. When did that happen?
In this last round, in this last election, with the fourth time without an outcome, Netanyahu was given the opportunity to form a government, and he invited them to his government.
That's devastating. He felt he needed to invite Kosh in order to hold on to power.
Yes, absolutely.